Hello, my name is Charlie Galbally. I'm a student at Exeter University studying the early years PGCE. I think that having a global perspective in the classroom is very important because as teachers we need to help children develop a sense of responsibility for the world because they are actually global citizens whether they know it or not, and I think as teachers it's important that we encourage them to be aware of that and get a responsibility and feel included in the world.
My name is Rachel Andrews. I'm on the PGCE Secondary English with Drama here at Exeter University. I think that having a global perspective in the classroom is absolutely vital because for some students that could be the only chance they have of gaining a global perspective because possibly in their home life or just generally in their sort of social group they don't necessarily get that exposure. I also think it's really important to sort of celebrate diversity. Often in schools you've got people from many different cultures and it's great for inclusion to try and actually celebrate things like Black History Month or other examples of sort of events that you could really celebrate. And just celebrate every culture because I think that actually makes you appreciate your own culture as much as it does others.
I'm Shigai Kazemian and I'm a trainee teacher at the University of Exeter. I'm doing my PGC in early years. I think that having a global perspective in the classroom, especially the primary classroom, is very important because a lot of the children when they come into our classroom they already have some preconceived ideas and views and values and beliefs that they've already picked up from home and mainly the media, and I feel that a lot of the times these can be quite negative, so being teachers it's really important to promote these things and kind of broaden children's horizons and their minds. It helps children become such great citizens and kind of value and appreciate everything that we have in the world and that we're not just two worlds and it's not us and others, that it's just us. Sometimes people can't just get on an aeroplane and go to a different country to experience that, so that's why I feel the teachers should be able to kind of promote that in the classroom.
I'm Sam Cruz. I'm currently studying at Exeter University doing my primary PGCE and I'm specialising in mathematics. The children need to be aware of the environment around them and the global issues that currently surround us. Only yesterday I was doing a science lesson with my children and I asked them what had they heard recently in the news about disasters, and I had the volcano in Iceland come up, I had the economic crisis, but the one I was looking for, which one child knew about, was the oil crisis in the Mexican Gulf. I used the crisis in Mexican Gulf with the oil because I wanted some current issue which they could engage with. I was able to use the animal welfare because I showed them pictures of oil spills and animals being injured, and that was the hook that engaged the children. It was something that's currently happened so they could talk to their parents about it. I don't feel that children should have an apathy approach. I feel that children should know that they can make a difference, even if it's a small difference. But next time I'm planning to do a World Cup aspect and looking at different cultures and different languages, and my plan is to get each child to say hello in one of the nation's language, and then I'm going to do assembly, and then I was going to use that as a pivot to teach other global aspects around maybe every country or how the World Cup can bring everyone together rather than seeing the differences. We can see the similarities between everyone.
My name is Antje Paulusch. I'm from Germany and I'm doing the PGCE art course for secondary schools here at Exeter University. My intention was to come over here actually to promote global perspective and that I can actually give the kids a different view how art can be seen in different countries and how actually language can give you a different access to pieces of art and to a better understanding. So my background is actually that I studied English, history and art. So I come from this background, I did my degrees in those subjects, and therefore I sort of like to make cross-curricular links.
My name's Ellen Farrell, I'm doing the PGCE. I think that in general young learners are keen to think in global terms because they're so young and they haven't had all the time like we as adults have to become stereotypes and our views, and to build up prejudices, which we do, whether it's to one degree or another. And I really like to embrace that innocence in children, and children are fascinated by talking about other countries, exploring different religions. Children just love talking about it, and you need to give them time to be able to talk about it. And I did an RE lesson yesterday on Islam, and they were just riveted by all the facts and all the different aspects of the 5 pillars of Islam, and the discussions that were going on were just fantastic.
My name is Christina Mann. I'm a geography PGCE trainee at the University of Exeter. The world is a global village, as you like, and we can't just keep going, accepting that we live in Britain or we live in England, and we have to consider other societies and cultures, especially with so many issues in the news at the moment, such as like immigration, war, poverty. All of these things affect them, and it's important for them to be aware of them. Especially things like sustainability, which is obviously a really important issue nowadays, and it's something that's going to affect them in the future. So essentially we're teaching the next generation to sort of cope with these issues, so it's important for us to make them aware.